Welcome back, Swag Team. It's your boy, the Swagologist, back again with another movie review. And today we're doing Endgame, Avengers Endgame. We're doing the spoiler review. This is a spoiler review. I say again, spoiler review. So if you haven't seen the film, stop the video right now, pause it, go to your nearest theater, go see the film, watch it, come back, and we can talk spoilers because I don't want to ruin it for any of y'all that have not seen the film. It is that epic, that great. It needs to be seen by fresh eyes. I love it. I wish I could see it again for the first time because it's just amazing. And the first time I seen it, just loved it. So, like I said, if you haven't seen it, go pause the film, go see it now. Or if you haven't even seen my non-spoiler review, you can check it up right here. Got the card ready for you to check it out. But without further ado, let's get this spoiler discussion ready. Now, what I want to just talk over, I'm not going to really go over the entire film and make my video like 2 hours long. I'm just going to talk about like my favorite moments of the film, little things that may pop up in my head while I'm talking about my favorite moments, and then some theories about how I feel like the MCU is going to go in phase 4 and stuff like that. So let's get it popping. Now, like I said, I love this movie. I cried 3 different times during the film. The first time I cried was when they was trying to get the Soul Stone from Vormir, and they decided to take Hawkeye and Scarlett Johansson's character Black Widow up to Vormir to peek to talk to Red Skull once again. So he's still there as the Dementor looking guy to talk to them about who's gonna, how to get the stone, how to receive the stone. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, come on. But I was like, maybe they'll figure out a way to do it without sacrificing. But then when you get further into it, you're like, man, somebody got to sacrifice himself. But I was like, maybe the MCU is gonna hit us for a loop because we obviously seen Hawkeye further in the trail, like running in the trailer with the and the flames hitting him, and he jumps out of the way. So you see him doing more than what he's done so far throughout the film as you see the film at that point. So you're like, well, maybe they hit you with some random stuff that they just put in the trailer. He ain't even in the rest of the movie. He passes away right here. But the way the way the 2 actors acted in this film right here was just portrayed beautifully between both Jeremy Renner and Scarlett Johansson. They did a spot on job. You really felt the love between those characters, and it's not love like romantic love. It's just more like love as in like brother and sister or whatever like that. It felt like more of that type of thing, and like she is trying to protect him and take care of him, whereas he feels like he's done all these wrong things, but he, is always trying to protect her as well. So it's like a back and forth trying to protect each other. So then they, and even through the this overwhelming like the sadness you feel in this moment, you also feel the levity when because they do bring some humor into this one sequence. But I definitely cried when Black Widow told him to let go, and that it's gonna be okay, and he didn't want to let go, and then she just jumps off. Like I definitely shed some tears at this moment. So that was the first time I shed tears. The second time was the most overwhelming, and I never would have expected me to do this because I've never done this in a film, and I said this earlier, said this before my non-spoiler. I've never experienced this in any film in my entire life, but this this one scene, this one section, is where I was overwhelmed with joy to the point I was crying of joy, and I was like so shook, like I was shook at this point because I stopped eating popcorn. I couldn't eat my popcorn. He was clapping. I wanted to clap. I couldn't clap. I was just like shaking of pure enjoyment, smiling like this with tears just coming out of my face, and I almost was like starting to actually cry of what's going on because it was right when Cap had just finished. He just finished fighting Thanos one-on-one. He kind of lost a little bit because Thanos used that big broadsword thing he had, this dual wielding sword. Boy, that junk is nasty too. And he was like, just hammering on my man's shield, broke it in half. He just has the shield by itself, and one of the epic shots, and it's like 3 or 4 different epic shots in this last hour, which is the greatest hour. I'll say this right now, the greatest hour in superhero movie history. Like, greatest hour in superhero movie history is like just something that I've never seen before. And if I did see it, because some of y'all might say, well, the Civil War airport scene, or the Infinity War, War of Wakanda. No, bro. This it here was the greatest superhero fight, superhero movie event hour of any superhero film to this date. And I can't wait to see them do that again somewhere, you know. But it was just the greatest amount of film ever. But anyway, but this shot was just ridiculous because you see Cap, he gets up because, I mean, he can do this all day, which was a funny joke they put earlier in the film when Cap was fighting Cap. That was hilarious. But anyways, he's walking forward because Thanos says a soliloquy about, you know, he gonna get rid of this annoying planet, you know, and he's gonna enjoy it and stuff. Because this Thanos is not your 2017 Thanos. This is 2014 Thanos, hungry for the stones. He's hungry for the stones, and now he knows what happens. So now he's gonna change it up instead of doing what he was focused on doing when he was like on the end game of getting his stones. He's like, nah, bump all that. I'm killing all of y'all. Like, everybody's gotta die because y'all obviously didn't like what I did. Y'all obviously didn't, you know, wasn't grateful for me dusting half of y'all. So now I'm dusting all of that ass and then just starting anew. And then nobody's gonna care because all y'all gonna be dead. Like, ain't nobody gonna remember the Avengers because all y'all gonna be dead. So he just broke half of that, just said all this that he gonna kill everybody, bringing out this ridiculous army. And all I could think right now, because, you know, this is the first time, like the first night I'm watching this. So not the second or the third time. The first time I watched this, all I'm thinking is like, damn, they about to kill my man Cap. I can't deal with this because everybody, before there was speculation that either Cap or Iron Man's gonna die. Cap or Iron Man's gonna die. And right here, sure enough, it looked like Cap is gonna die because Cap is the dude that takes one for the team. Cap is the dude is gonna fight his last fight no matter what. And he's gonna do this all day. So he was walking towards all this army of evil, and you just see him with the half shield walking slowly over. Then all you hear is, hey Cap, Cap, it's Sam. And you're like, oh. And I'm just like, oh my God. Because I was about to cry for Cap dying. So I was already about to cry. That was the one thing. Anyway, I was about to cry because I thought Cap was about to die. Then all of a sudden, I see the Doctor Strange circle start appearing on the side. And then my boy, Wakanda forever. My boy, T'Challa, Black Panther, starts walking through the center circle with, you know, Shuri on one side and who was on his left? I think it's Mom. I think Mom was out there. Oh, now I gotta watch it again. I think that was his mom on the left of him, and then he just gives them the smile and the nod. Then all of a sudden Sam flies in, and at that point I lost it. It was like tears just running down my face. Complete big ass smile on my face, just as this big, maybe bigger, probably way bigger than this, right? And I'm looking at this like, oh my God, I cannot believe what I am watching right now. And then it just circles everywhere. And I'm like, holy crap. So they got all of the Delamarge. I'm just saying that. I'm saying it messed up because I'm a little excited. All of the people from Doctor Strange's Sanctum, all the different sorcerers that your boy hasn't killed yet, because you know he's on a mission to kill all the all the sorcerers. So all of them, all of Wakanda, all and then all the Avengers, and then bitch, and then and then Cap finally says what I've been waiting for him to say for years now. I've been waiting for this man to say this for years now. It's just as legendary as my boy Optimus Prime saying Autobots roll out. Like imagine if Optimus Prime through all the Transformers films would never say Autobots run out. He might even one movie he might even go Autobots and then he just cut it off and don't let you hear it. Like come on, bro, say it, say the words, turn me up for the one time. But before that, let me pause this right here and let me go back to my favorite moment of the entire film. My number one moment. I shouldn't tell this right now, but I want to say it right now before I get to the big reveal of the Avengers chant that he finally says. But my favorite part of this whole movie, my favorite individual moment in this whole film is when Cap gets Mjolnir. Oh, when Cap gets Mjolnir, I'm like, whoa, let's go. And I literally say, woo, let's go in the middle of the motherfucking movie. Didn't care because there was a lot of others going, yeah, you know what I'm saying? There was a bunch of F yeah moments, just, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of turn up moments for a lot of people. That was my favorite. That was one of the loudest parts in the first screen that I seen for that film. And a lot of other second and the third time people got really hyped when that happened. But I was just waiting for that because I was like, I knew he could pick it up. Like when I seen him in Age of Ultron and they was all playing around with the hammer and he did the little and my boy Thor looked like, but the reason he looked is because he didn't want to get embarrassed because he had just getting finished showing off saying he no one could pick it up. And he lifted it. I think when Cap lifted it, he was like, "Oh man, I could do this, but I don't want to embarrass my boy." So then he like, and then he, you notice how he's like, you know, like being the good Samaritan, the good boy that he is. But when Cap gets it, and then he goes ham with it, bruh. He goes stupid ham on Thanos. I'm talking about first he hit him with the kick, hit him up in the uppercut. Then he throws it off the shield, hits him on the back of the head. I'm talking about going stupid ham. Then he gets the thunder, brings it down on your boy. I'm like, bruh, there ain't no stopping Cap right now. Cap is lit. But that's when I started this conversation, your boy Thanos went stupid ham on him, broke the shield. Then he's walking. Then your boy Black Panther comes out the circle. Now we're back to what I was talking about. So all the Avengers show up. My man Spidey had me floored because Spidey is my favorite superhero. So when he comes, if he gets the crowd in my theater more hype, he gets me more overwhelmed. I'm just overwhelmed with what's going on right now. So I'm tears are just falling out of my face. I'm shook. I can't eat popcorn. All I'm doing is doing this right here at the screen, like legit, just doing this shit right here. So I'm looking at the screen like, oh my god. And I'm literally going, oh my god, and stuff like that. And I'm loving every minute of this, mind you. And then to cap it off, no cap, no pun intended, but to cap it off, Cap is like Avengers, and then he goes like this, catches Mjolnir again, assemble, and everybody's like, ah, and then they go into fight, bro. Oh my god! And then you have Thanos with the brawn, gangster brawn, dual wielding sword thing going. He just points it out like, and then everybody running it. And then you see M'Baku's up in there. I gotta see this again and like pause it because I just want to see who's all in this front line running. But you see M'Baku and stuff. The only gripe I have during this whole hour, the greatest part in superhero history, movie wise, is that my boy Hulk did not get a two-piece in on Thanos at least. He should have got a couple of two pieces, maybe even a low-key ragdoll on Thanos once, just one time. Let him ragdoll that nigga one time, because he deserves to get his due too. I mean, he did some good stuff throughout this film, of course. And oh yeah, speaking of which, that was another moment I really loved is my boy, Professor Hulk showing up, because it was like it caught you off guard, but I just knew, like, I was like completely cool with it instantly. But I was like, it really caught me off guard though at first, like, cause like, oh snap! But the beauty of it, like how flawless it looked, like it just looked like Professor, like, it didn't have no uncanny valley. I wasn't tripping on the way he looked at all ever. Like it just was like, this is Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. Like this is Bruce Banner as the Hulk. Like this is Professor Hulk. Like there's just like nothing wrong with it at all. I was like, wow, they are just killing the game when it comes to de-aging, and of course now aging and CGI effects on creatures and stuff. It's just like ridiculous, like how flawless Professor Hulk looked. But I just wish Professor Hulk could have ragdolled my man Thanos one time because everybody got their due. You know what I'm saying? It was epic when they were fighting the greatest hour of MCU and superhero history when your girl Captain Marvel comes up, grabs the gauntlet, and is like, "Not today," because I even said that shit like, "Not today, motherfucker," because he's like he's about to snap again. Because that's one thing I gotta give Thanos before I finish that. One thing I gotta give Thanos is he a smart villain. Like I mean, no one likes him, of course. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, but we don't like him in the moment, but we like him afterwards because he's that kind of villain. And this dude is like the smartest, evilest, mofo this side of town. You know what I'm saying? I mean, every time he was about to fail in this film, he had an answer for it up until the greatest part, the greatest heroic moment in the film next to Mjolnir. You know what I'm saying, for me? Because that's my favorite moment of the entire film is Cap with the Mjolnir. Like, oh, gangster. Just, yes. But anyway, give me more. But anyways, and Spider-Man had some lit moments. Finally did the instant kill, so I finally got to see what that was about because Spider-Man is my favorite character, so I loved him in the film, of course. And I mean, he brought levity to what I'm going to talk about later. But every time Thanos was about to fail, he figured out a way. Like when Scarlet Witch came in with that gangster moment and got hers. That's all I say. I wish Hulk got his, but whatever. She was pulling them apart one by one, limb by limb. Mostly first the armor, then she was gonna get to them limbs. But he was like, rain fire, and it was like, but what about our troops? Just do it. And then I'm like, you cheating? Oh, you cheating, mofo. And just when it looks like we about to lose again, Captain Marvel comes through. It's like, yeah, boom, blast straight through the ship, showing the gangster that she got, because she got some gangster to her. So, like I said, she comes up on my boy Thanos, grabs the gauntlet. It's like, nah. He managed to push her away the first time. The second time, she got the gauntlet. She's basically holding it, kind of like she in reverse, sort of holding it down instead of up, like when in Infinity War when Cap was holding it up, and then if you remember seeing Infinity War, which I'm sure you have, your boy Thanos headbutts him and knocks him out, right? Well, he tries to do that same goddamn move on Captain Marvel. This Captain ain't that Captain, even though I love Captain America, Mjolnir. Captain Marvel was like, he headbutt her. That shit was like, and she just like, really, man? you thought, you thought that was a work? he, he must not know. And his face just, oh my god, the faces Thanos gives when he was like when he about to lose. Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. He looked so sad. So yeah, so he had better nothing. So then she was about to fuck him up with the super punch from hell, and then he got smart once again, grabs the power stone and was like, wow. And right before that, if you look and you watch it, Captain Marvel's all like, oh shit, but knocks her clean across the room. Like, oh, I hate you, Thanos. You so smart. I hate you, but you good. You good at what you do, my dog. I hate you though. So then later on, we have the greatest girl power moment of all time, with all of the MCU females, just all of them just popping up one by one, because like Peter, my man, my friend, Spider Man, is flying through, saying Spider-Man, and then because they was about to kill, like they was about to get him, because he was using the instant kill, so his like those cool antenna walker things was stabbing all the evil dog zombie things. We'll say dog zombies for conversation's sake. So all the dog zombies trying to get him, and he's stabbing. Then all of a sudden, he throws your boy Captain America, being the cap that he is, was like, "Hey Queens," throws him. Call back to Civil War. Throws him the Mjolnir. He uses the web, catches it, so he flies off basically with it. Then all the girls started helping him one by one, because Pepper, who was straight gangster with rescue in this. Like they had this awesome shot where her and Tony was like in like a circle, and it was just fucking shit up. It was just beautiful. Just this hour is just amazing. I love it. I could talk about it for a long time. So, anyways, she catches him. Then he gets on with Valkyrie's like flying horse, and he's trying to introduce himself because that's Peter. That's my boy Smitey trying to introduce himself. He's like, "Hey, how you? Oh my god!" Then they fly down, and then he's like trapped because they doing that bombing thing, like I was talking about. Because Scarlet Witch had caught your boy Thanos and was beating that, beating him up, beating that ass, had him trapped. Then he was like hit rain fire. So then your boy was like hiding with the gauntlet. So then after Captain Marvel blasts through the ship, she sees him, and he's all like, "Hi." She's like, "Well," she's like, "Hi, what's up?" And he was like, "You got something for me?" She was like, "Hi." Well, no, he was like, "Hi, I'm Peter Parker." She's like, "Hi, Peter. You got something for me?" He was like, "Yeah, but," and then he looks over, and then all that evil that was up there earlier for Cap was coming towards Captain Marvel. He was like, "I don't know how you're gonna get through that," because the plan right now is to get the gauntlet back through time to all the stones back where they're supposed to be, and but they had to go through a time machine. But because of Nebula, the evil Nebula. Speaking of which, let me say this: Nebula was one of the MVPs of the film because her performance, like the actor who was playing Nebula, just was perfect throughout this film. She did some really good things. But the evil Nebula from 2014, she comes and messes everything up and ends up helping the 2014 version of Thanos break the daggone time machine. So they had to use the old school time machine, which was Luis's van. So you all the when they get Ant-Man to call it, and you hear that right, gets the van. So Captain Marvel got to go through it, but Thanos, being smart, like I've been saying this whole time, throws the broadsword and busts it open. So you're like, fuck, what are we gonna do now? So this is where the third time I cried. I knew I was gonna get to it eventually. So the third time I cried, my man Iron Man, right, looks over because it looks like all hope is lost now because once he blows that up, they have the Captain Marvel has that fight with him where I was talking about where he headbutts her and it doesn't work, and then he uses the Power Stone in the last second because he was about to get that ass whoop, hits her, knocks her clean across the thing. He has the gauntlet, puts it on, and he's about to snap. And right when he's about to snap, but before that, Iron Man looks over at Doctor Strange, who's protecting them from this waterfall that's trying to come in and destroy everything because of the whole rainfire thing. He ends up turning to Stark and goes, pulls up the one, and you're like, oh, fuck. So you're like, man, what he about to do? So then he goes over there, grabs the gauntlet. But then, of course, Thanos is smart, and he just punches him out of the way. He's away, and you're like, no, what in the world? So you're thinking, did we fail? Because your boy, he got the gauntlet, and all you see this part of his head. You don't see this, the backside. So you see this, and he's like, I am inevitable, or whatever. He's like, blah, 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 blah. I'm inevitable. And then he snaps. But nothing happens. You're like, got him. He's like, wait, what? Turns it over, nothing. You turn to Iron Man, and then you see the stones creeping up using the nanotechnology to his hand. And he's like, well, I am Iron Man. Snap, and then takes out all of the evil that's out there. All of it gets dusted. Iron Man saves the day, but this is definitely hands down the third time I cried, and I cried for something very sad this time. Not as much as I cried for the overwhelming joy I had 10 minutes, about 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes before that. But this point right here, I had to cry for my man Iron Man. R.I.P. We love you 3000, my dog, because when he goes, he does self-sacrifice, and self-sacrifice, like early in the film with Black Widow always gets me in a film. If I care about the characters that I'm watching, anyways, it always gets me. So this definitely was a cap off on the whole film with him passing away. Very, very sad situation there. But I love this film. It is so good. So many great things. One thing I kind of was like, I don't know how I feel about it necessarily, was my boy Thor being Fat Thor. But I heard that's actually happened in the comics books. He's gotten overweight or like whatever, but he was still in shape as a fat man because he had abs on top of his stomach. Now it was funny and I laughed. I just was like, kind of wish he was skinny, but that was like something that I didn't care about. Like overall, it's just like, all right, okay, I get it. He went through that, but now it's time to muscle up and get hard, go hard. Because I think, because some people I was reading in the comment sections of some stuff online, they was having issues with Stormbreaker being it was like nerfed in this film, and I was like, well, not really. I think it's more about the wielder than the weapon itself. I think the weapon still could have did damage like it did in Infinity War. It's just the fact that he was so down on himself, even when he realized that he was still worthy and could pull Mjolnir, that he was still not at the level he was. Plus, he wasn't even fit, as he was in Infinity War. Infinity War, he was at his peak of greatness. You know what I'm saying? And then he went down because he felt like he was too late. He failed, and even after his mom gave him his pep talk, he's just starting to get back right. But when you see your failure in front of you, you're still not all the way right. You know what I mean? So I think, and then that's why I feel like Cap was so lethal with the weapon, because Cap, just is reaching his peak of greatness right here in this film. You know what I mean? So I think that's what it is. That's why Stormbreaker wasn't as great as it was in that film compared to now. But love this movie. There's plenty more I can talk about, and I'm definitely wanting to talk about in the comment section for sure. But yeah, those my favorite moment of all was Cap with Mjolnir. But my favorite moments was Cap and Mjolnir, everybody coming back to save Cap and save the world, of course. Like that whole last hour basically was my favorite part too. And then what was the other thing that I really, really loved? I really loved just I really loved how they did things, like just the overall style of how they gave you that questions and answered them. Oh, and I love this about the film. Like they explained time travel in a way that blew my mind, because I've always felt that some of that stuff just makes no sense. Why would, if I look at myself, I start like I would if I seen me, why would I start twitching and acting crazy, or like repeating ourselves and start going having a paradox and going in this weird spiral and stuff? Why would that happen? You know what I'm saying? First of all. Second, you know, it makes perfect sense to me that if you go in the future, I mean go in the past, then you're just continuing your life, and it's just that becomes what your present, and then your future for that matter, and then your past becomes, I mean your present becomes your past because you just left there. But then when you come back, it's just you're still continuing where you was at, like you're continuing life, and all you're affecting is what's going on now. Like you're affecting the now. You're not affecting the future or the past. You're just affecting the now. It's not going to change anything that happened before or after now. It's just the only thing you're changing, if anything, is not the future, because whenever you go somewhere, that's your now. That's your future. Your everything is right there. You're not changing nothing except for right there. So it made perfect sense to me. I'm sorry. I know some people wasn't feeling what Bruce said. I felt it. It was like perfect sense. So everything in that movie made sense. Speaking of which, so now when they change the future, change their future by going and mistakenly getting Loki the Tesseract. Loki is now alive, in my opinion. Loki's alive, and then Gamora, I think, is alive. But my dad and one other person I saw online thinks that Gamora might have gotten dusted when Tony snapped his fingers and killed all of people that was with Thanos. But I think now the Infinity War made the Gauntlet seem like it only does stuff at random. But now that Endgames came out, and you can basically you can use the glove and snap who you want to be dusted. But with Thanos's original idea, the 2017 version of Thanos, no, 2018 version of Thanos was thinking that it's best to do random. So his thought process was automatically make it random on who gets dusted, but as long as 50% of it gets dusted, But he can choose to do 100 if he wants to. But he chose, if your mind wraps around 50% random, boom, then it happens. But if your mind goes, I want these people, everybody that was dusted to come back, boom, that's going to happen. If you want all the evil to go, boom, that's going to happen. Or like all the people that Thanos is bringing to kill us all, that's what's on, boom. So I believe that's what the rules set up between Endgame and Infinity War. That's how it works with the gauntlet. So the only reason people like Scarlett Johansson or Black Widow couldn't be brung back is because of the Soul Stone. Now, we might come to find out later that she's stuck in the Soul World, but I don't think that's the case. And I also don't think Gamora got dusted. I think she just got away, like she was helping, but since she doesn't know who the hell Quill is, she's gonna have to reintroduce herself to Quill because this is the 2014 Gamora. The Gamora we had died. This Gamora is still like that Gamora, but not fully real, like not fully arced. You know what I'm saying? This is like pre-Quill. This is like Guardians 1 Gamora right here. Because she doesn't know Quill yet. So she doesn't get that part of herself yet. So she still didn't like Thanos. She still didn't want to do what Thanos was doing. She still was planning on stopping Thanos at all costs. But she doesn't have that Guardians family love dynamic that she knows about them because she doesn't know them very well. She only knows Nebula. So I think she went away to find herself, and that's why at the end of Endgame you see them searching, searching for Gamora. So I think Gamora and Loki are now alive, and I think they're gonna touch on Loki in the Disney Plus show. I think he's gonna be touched on Disney Plus, so I think they're gonna give us that information in Disney Plus. But on his Loki show that is coming to Disney Plus in the future, was gonna use Tom Hiddleston, the actor, for Loki. So no worries about that, because Kevin Feige did establish. Now this is established that the DC Plus show, Disney. I'm saying DC. Have I been saying DC the whole time? If so, I apologize. The Disney Plus shows are gonna be heavily into the MCU, like work heavily into MCU. So both the shows and the MCU are going to be canon. Like there's going to be canon stuff going on in Disney Plus shows. So I'm very excited about that, and that's what I think is going to totally happen. Is it going to this Loki that disappeared, this 2012 Loki, is still alive and just doing Loki stuff, and we're going to find out what all he's doing in Disney Plus. Now, when it comes to Gamora, I think we're going to find out about her in Guardians 3, which I hope has Thor in it, which it should, because Thor goes off with them in the end of that film, which would be awesome to see, like a combination of James Gunn, maybe Taika Waititi they might co-direct, I don't know, or whatever, or he can give his like 2 cents, or maybe Korg's in it, or maybe they save that for Thor 4, don't know, but I'm excited to see where the MCU goes from here. It's sad that we lost Iron Man, and then Cap doing the whole going back and living his life out was interesting, and him coming back there and sitting down as an old man is something that I didn't expect to happen, but I did. Well, no, I kind of thought that Cap was gonna ride in the sunset, but I thought both Cap and Iron Man was gonna ride in the sunset. I didn't think either one was gonna die, but they did kill off one of our mains, and they did it poetically, because the last thing he said in 2008 was "I am Iron Man," and the last thing he said in Endgame was "I am Iron Man." Boom, snap, got your ass. So it was beautifully done. I really appreciate it. I'm glad Cap got his dance. I'm gonna miss Cap, but now we got a new Cap. We got a black African American cap, you know what I'm saying, which is done in the comics. My man Falcon Winter Soldier didn't get it, and I kind of didn't want him to get it MCU wise because Winter Soldier's done some dirty crap, man. I mean, it wasn't on his own, but he didn't fit the Captain America mold, whereas Falcon has, and he's been like a buddy to Cap and under his wing, kind of a sidekick ish, sort of like Bucky was in the comic books, but not in the MCU. So I'm really glad they gave it to Cap, and then they gave Bucky the blessing to give it to Falcon. So Captain America is gonna be Falcon now. So I think they're gonna also tie in some of that stuff in the Disney Plus show Winter Soldier and Falcon, or Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think it's Winter Soldier and Falcon. I think that's the name of the show. So I'm excited to see that how that goes there. So a lot of good stuff out of this film. I loved it. I've seen it 3 times in theaters, and I just I hope that everybody get the experience that I felt that first time I ever seen it. And I mean, it's just amazing, and I really recommend anyone to go see this movie. And I'm glad that y'all that are watching it got to see, like watching this spoiler review, got to see it. So let me know in the comment section below. I want to know what your favorite moment was. Mine was Cap catching Mjolnir, and well, wielding Mjolnir, and just everything with that. It was my favorite part, even though my most overwhelmed and joyous part was everyone coming back. So let me know in the comment section below that. Let me also know um, how many, if you did you cry, how many times did you cry, and what moments made you cry. Also, let me know in the comment section below what your theories are of Phase 4. I'm very curious to what y'all think is going to happen with Loki, Gamora. Do you think they're alive? Do you think everybody's gone? Do you think Gamora got dusted? Do you think she's not dusted? Let me know in the comment section below. I would love to talk to y'all about that. Speaking of which, if you're new here and you're trying to join the swag team, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below or hit it right here when it pops up on the side. Also, if you want to be the first in the swag team to see a video when it pops up on your YouTube, make sure you hit that notification bell. It'll pop up when you subscribe, and anytime I put up a video like this one, you'll be notified in your notification bar, whether it's a cell phone, tablet, or computer. So make sure you hit that notification bell. It'll pop up, like I said, when you subscribe. Also, we have a Facebook, a Twitter, and an IG. The Facebook is the same as the channel, The Swagologist, but you can also hit me up on Twitter, on IG, at SwagologistD. That is at SwagologistD. You hit me up on there. We can talk all things SwagU, all things Swagologist, and all things Avengers Endgame. I would love to talk to you about this. I love this film a lot. Like I said, 3 times I've seen it, and I wouldn't mind seeing it again. I love just reliving these great moments that this movie has given out, and I really thank the Russos, Kevin Feige, Disney, Marvel Studios, Stan Lee, and all the great people that worked with this film for this amazing job they've done. But let me know in the comment section below and on those social media sites those questions that I have. I'll have it in the comments, the questions that I had for y'all to answer in the comment section below and on those social media sites. And please do it, because I love talking this stuff with y'all. Hopefully, eventually, I'll get to the subscriber level where I can go live with y'all and we can really get in depth and have a bounce off conversation, because I love just talking this stuff with y'all. And until the next video, I love y'all 3000. I'll holla.